Hello everyone, it's Val. Well, here to show you another journal. This is the Day Ledger series, and sorry for my ring light. I tell you, it is foggy here today. We are fogged in for the sea fog, but it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. But anyway, back to Day Ledger number 4. I'm going to show you the spine on her. She's got some beautiful vintage cloth on the spine, and of course some antique, what looks like tatting here. And the back is a riot of color. So this is beautiful vintage bark cloth. So I combined the two. I thought they looked all right together, but you be the judge. She's of course got, a little glazed portrait here. And this little button is the sweetest little thing. Little vintage button. And she's got a elastic closure with beads. Okay, so I get these beads in a specialty bead store in a town not too far from me. But let me tell you, put blinders on. That's what I have to do because you go into that bead store, they have beads from all over the world and they are gorgeous. So you could walk out of there very poor, but with some beads if you wish to. This is, as I said, an antique, not antique, it's vintage button, sorry. And she's wired in. I try to wire my buttons in because look, this thing is thick. I filled her. Yeah, she's got some corner protectors on her too. So I will show you what number 4 of the Day Ledger series is all about. Oh yes, and this is a nice, lovely vintage book that I used. So, okay, yeah, she is full. I put a lot of pockets in her. I put tuck spot, well, you know how it goes. So, and I filled a lot of the pockets with some antique and vintage postcards. I love how this says Love's Garden of Roses. And this journal is really, really botanical. So if you like flowers, yeah, this one is full of flowers. And I'll show you later on in the flip where I got my inspiration. But I used some cloth here, little bits of collage, and some of it is contemporary and some of it is antique. Like that is antique right there. It's so pretty. And on this side, we have a pocket here with some, this is an antique piece that I put on the, like a antique piece on the back as well. But in the middle, I sandwiched some cardstock because she was really brittle. But it says 1886 on that piece. And this one is 1905, this little invoice here. So there's a mixture. Little tuck here. And here's a antique page, or I should say a page from an antique gardening book that I use, but there's plenty of pages in it. Here's a tuck here. There's lots of little fabric bits there. I put a lot of the postcards in. Did I say that already? This one is beautiful. I'm going to pull this up so you can see it. It's got, yeah, beautiful embossed roses on it. And I don't know if there's a date on it. There may be under there somewhere. Here's another one. And I don't know if, yeah, that one's blank on the back, so that's good. Here's an old invoice, not even written on, which is really cool to find those. And some ledger from the turn of the century, not the last century, this century previous. And I found a whole package, actually 2 packages of these little, from the library of the little stickers that you place in the front of your book, or the little, I think it's a sticker, but maybe will have to be glued. But anyway, I included one of those in this pretty paper as well. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see okay? Not even following along on my phone here. So here's an old piece from 1876. I combined it with a page from some book. I can't remember what the book it came from. And here's a little postcard. This is modern. It looks old, but it is not. And here's a little tiny tag here in this vellum pocket, and some bits and pieces here. I did some cloth collage on this tag and put some little modern bits on there and stained the back. Fun little place to jot some notes. Let's see, what is in here? This is 1880, and this is 1915. So I thought they worked pretty good in there. Slip those back in there. This is a dictionary from, I think it's from the 50s, if I remember correctly, and I had just printed on that, sent that through my printer, and yeah, I had some antique botanicals that I just printed that on. So that came out pretty good. Some stained paper in here as well. Here's another really old postcard. Don't know the date. But more importantly, it was March 22nd, 7 a.m. And this came from a book. So pretty. I love that. So great place to put some notations. This came from a book on Maine, the wildlife and the flora and fauna of Maine. And this is a modern postcard, but I covered the back with some stained paper and yeah, tucked it back behind that little lady. This is just from a flower guide. So pretty. Ooh, I love it. And here's the center of the first signature. Did I tell you the specifics of this book? I don't think I did. I just wanted to get into it. She's pretty heavy. She weighs 3 pounds, 4 ounces. So she's hefty. She's 10 inches high by 7 3/8 wide. I'm reading my notes. And the spine is 1.5 inch. Let's see. Oh yeah, all 3 signatures. Let's see, everything adds up. The page sides add up to 144 plus, and I will show you why I say plus as we go on. So, oh yeah, this is an envelope that I created, and it's got stuff in there. I just pinned it with one of those circle clips. And yeah, going backwards now. And this is just a belly band that I created, and there's a pocket, and there are pieces in the pocket in there. Another vintage postcard, and look at the pretty writing on the back. Can you see that? And then this part of the ledger flips, and then there's, another thing for writing, a journaling card. Oh yeah, this is really good. I might have to move her right over. All 3+ pounds of her. There you go. There's some writing space. So now you see that. It's kind of hidden. So that's a good thing. In case you don't want anybody to see your secret notes. Just a little decoration there. Here's a little tuck here. Put a little piece of cloth on this antique postcard from it's either 12 or 17, can't read it, but it's old. Little decoration there. And here's Oh, this, oh, I gotta move this over. I forget what this is. There you go. That's some secret writing space there as well. Let's move this here. And yeah, all kinds of stuff in that little pocket, and then a tuck here with bits and bobs. And here's a antique postcard. This is so pretty. It's got like a raised, like embossing there, but I had to cut her off because she was damaged here. So anyway, a little extra writing space. And let's see, this is from 1890, and I had to fix it with some Timmy tape. And then there's another one of those little pages from the gardening guide. All right, let's see if you can see. If you can't see, oh, I apologize. I'm trying to watch the phone, but I get distracted. So this, on this signature, I put a lot of some antique bits that I had. So pretty, but I really want to use them. And a little bit of paper too, mixed in. This, let's see, what is this? Oh yeah, this is the pocket here. A couple little pieces to journal on there. And, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. Let's take these out so I can show you. Let me put this over here. So here's a little vintage piece here, but it's got some beautiful writing space there. But this is what was really exciting, because I found this in a box that a friend had given me. And was this in a box that a friend had given me? It might be. Now I'm not remembering correctly, maybe. But anyway, this is from 1939. So not antique, but getting there. But the writing was so pretty on the front. But what I discovered is I don't think it was ever opened. Yeah, so boy, there you go. Never opened as far as I can tell. So we'll put those back in there. And then here's a little Victorian trade card and a little Timmy piece there. And I put some odd bits and pieces clipped there as well. Some Pepin paper. Just love that Pepin paper, which I stained. And I put a little sticker there. I'm not big on stickers, but if they're pretty, I'll use them. And here's a tuck here. This is another, let's see, this is another, it says California Wildflowers on it, and it's 1911. That's so pretty. So I wanted to tuck that in there like that. Here's another postcard, and I don't know if this goes this way or if it goes this way. So I don't know. But this is a good place to write with a gel pen, if you so desire. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at that. It says the world is filled with flowers. The flowers are filled with dew. The dew is filled with love for you and you and you. Isn't that cute? And it's blank. Beautiful, beautiful little postcard there. And that's vintage, or it could be antique. I don't know. I made a little tassel here because why not? Here's a little tuck here with pieces and things in there. And this is a pocket, a little pocket with things in there. And here's an old postcard. And you can pop this off, and there's writing room underneath because I put a piece of blank paper underneath. That's a pocket, and the same with this one. This is so pretty. It's all embossed, and if I pull this out, you can see that there's writing room underneath. It's like a hidden journaling spot. More stained paper. Oh yes, a little tuck there. And so I kind of had inspiration on this book that it's somebody that traveled around and loves flowers or plants, and, you know, just wanted to keep all sorts of ephemera from that, which you can journal on. I did a little tiny bit of coloring here with this Copic markers. I don't do a whole lot of that, but I figured she needed something there, a little color. And I did the same with this little lady here. I figured she needed her hat colored in. Let's see, what's back here? This is from 1910. Well, that fits because this little lady looks like she would be from the Edwardian age. Oh, back here, I do not know what date is on this ledger, but it's 1800s, but I don't know the date on that. But I do know it's 1800s. And here's a big pocket here. You can keep all sorts of bits. What is this? From 1862. So I'm going to slip that back in there. And here's another modern postcard, which I put some stained paper on the back. And okay, so here's the third signature. And there's a hidden pocket here. And here is a tuck. And this is kind of fun how that just pulls out like that. You can journal on that. There's another little piece underneath. But I like how that kind of slipped in there. And she won't fall out. And here's some pieces. Oh yeah, here's a hidden pocket back here as well. With a little piece hidden back there. That's from an engraving from a botanical book. I don't know if it's antique or vintage. I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. Here's a ledger that I folded up. It's 1907. Little bit of cloth right there. I thought they looked so pretty, like botanical cloth. And here's another modern postcard with a blank back. And this is from a book with another blank back for journaling. If my voice sounds funny, it's because it's early morning. Excuse me. So here's it's a postcard printed on vellum. So I just made a pocket out of that. Some things in there. Isn't that pretty? Little vintage postcard there, or could be antique. I don't know. So lots of space to journal. This little piece under here is from 1873, I think. I think it's 3. Here's another piece. This is from 1905 back here. This one is 1870. And this postcard is vintage, little vintage postcard there, just tucks into there. And yeah, a little page from a botanical guide. This was harvested, let's see, I harvested this from a greeting card, I think. And here's this is a modern piece in there. I think that was from a modern greeting card. Yeah, some scrapbook paper too, which I stained. This is a French ledger. Did I not mention that? From like 1960s. Okay, so here's the inspiration for this book. I'm going to push this off here. This came in a box from a friend filled with ephemera. And last summer, I just sat outside and went through it. But this says greenhouse foreman for cut flowers and store manager. And I thought, oh, that would be so cool to make a ledger book, a day ledger book, excuse me, using a lot of these pieces. So this is from 1907. And that is what inspired this whole journal. I was looking for a date on there. I don't see a date on that ledger. Oh yeah, I did put a little bit of lace there. Okay, this was clipped there. That's another one of those beautiful little engravings from the book I took apart. And this came also in the box. So I think this was the owner of the greenhouse. So I envisioned somebody traveling all over the world, looking at beautiful plants and keeping a book, a journal filled with things that are inspiring. And that's kind of the springboard of where this all came from. And so here's I think this came out of a book or something. And this is 1911, and this is 1949. So I just stuck those there in that little pocket made out of scrapbook paper. Here's a vintage postcard here, and some paper that I folded up that got printed and stained. It's so pretty. And I decorated the edge of that and used a little brass clip on that. Here's my card. I usually include a card with each and every journal. Here's another little postcard, 1907. It says Plymouth Mayflowers. And since it's May, I wanted to include that in there. And some more little bits and pieces in this tuck. But why did I say that there were 144 plus page sides? Because I included a little book that I made, a little notebook that slips off there. Little memorandum book. I think this came from the Graphics Fairy. Yeah, it did. And I put all kinds of little papers, different things that you can write on in there, and a little pocket in the back with all kinds of little things there. And this pops off and you can write underneath that as well. And here's a little tuck, and this flips open. Let me move this over. Here's another vellum pocket piece there with that goes in there. And then this flips up and you have more little writing space there. And in this pocket, let me move this over so you can see, I included this little vintage postcard and another one of those beautiful engravings, which the book is full of those engravings. And yeah, and that just slips right back in there. And then of course, this little notebook slips right down in there. And there you go. That's it. There's the Day Ledger number 4, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. You know, I have to say I appreciate each and every one of you. And it's so fun to hear your comments and just let me know different things that I appreciate everything. So yeah, there you go. And she is in my Etsy. Okay, guys. Wow, this has been a long one, but worth it because I get to spend some time with you guys. All right. Take care, all. Have a lovely day, evening, whatever. Just wishing you the best. Bye.